His Majesty King Somnala, World of Plenty Teleports on World of Plenty TV. Divine prophetic thoughts for your day.
There is no nation, there is no family, there is no group of people who doesn't have traditions.
His Majesty King Somnala, Plentiologist. His Majesty King Somnala, the Plentiologist. His Majesty King Somnala, the Plentiologist.
Keeping godly traditions, customs, cultures, or heritage. I want us to look at the first word, tradition. If you look at that word tradition, and I'll try to put them together with the custom. But first, let me define the word tradition. When we talk about a tradition, the word, if you look at it, it comes from the root word to transmit. You understand transmit? Traditions. To transmit ideas is a transmission of ideas, of practice, ceremonies, transmitting the way of life from one person to another. This is what I will define the word. If you go to dictionary, you may not get it exactly. Mark 7, can we begin with verse 3-5?
For the Pharisees and all the Jews, except they wash their hands oft, eat not, holding the tradition of the elders.
Holding what? The tradition of who? Elders. Who are the elders? The word elders simply mean from the word elderly. Elderly mean older. Do you understand? Mature. Person who have come to the manhood, who are able to carry out all that the nation stand for. So if you look at that word, the word tradition there, like I said in Greek, is the word paradiosis. Paradiosis, meaning to give up, giving over, or the act of giving up, the act of surrendering, the act of giving over, which can be done by words or action. So, like I said, this word find its root from the Greek word paradidoma. Paradidome is a word with an idea of transmission. For a radio, for a cell phone to work, what do we need? Transmission. Transmission. Those big towers you see, they are transmission there. They pick up the signal from another place and pull it and pass it and make what we call radio waves travel. They are like passing the radio wave from this point to this point. We call them transmission. Also, there is a transmission we call in terms of power. Usually, that transmit and also conduct the power and is able to say how much power must go here. Tradition. Talking about how to keep and pass tradition down to the next generation. First, you need to understand there is a channel where you have to receive from. And then what you have received now, you must keep it, you must pass it to others. I think that's very important. In fact, there is no nation, there is no family, There is no group of people who doesn't have traditions. If you don't have traditions, then you will be emitting in your family unknowingly somebody's tradition. Somebody is transmitting to you tradition. Let me make an example. What we call a traditional wedding, and we call white wedding, is a traditional wedding to the white. So when we say mina ngufuni traditional wedding as a black person, or should I say as a brown person, singabansundu thina ngakhuliswa abazali babengasho singabantu abamnyama ngakuthola la idolobheni ukuthi singabantu abamnyama sasazi ukuthi thina singabantu abanjani abansundu. Sundu mean brownish person. You are not black, because they wanted to associate us with something else. As a brown person, when a person of color, if you want to put it that way, because all colors comes from us. A person of color, you must understand that when you say, I'm not going to do a traditional wedding, you are forsaking your father's, your ancestral way, traditions of conducting a wedding. At the same time, practicing a Western way of wedding. Last night, I spent more than 30 minutes watching so-called Umnawetu. I find a lot of inconsistent in that thing. Number one, a man go and pregnant a woman, and then later he come to his wife and say, so we introduce Umnawetu. And secondly, the man, he comes with another man who's not even a member of the family. And the inconsistency is because when you get married, according to our cultures as black people, it is not something that I discuss with the woman I want to marry first. It should not be discussed with the woman first. It should be discussed with the parents first. Let me say it one more time. If a boy wants to get married, should discuss that matter with who first? The parents. According to us, people of color, when I get a wife, I'm extending, building my father's house, not my house. So how do I build my father's house in a way that is gonna represent my father? For example, umuzi engiwakhayo yonke imizi yami okwesintu akuyona yami ekababa. Imizi le ngibiza ngokuthi okababa akuwona okababa okamkhulu. For example, moya lapha enkandla lo muzi omdala ongapha akuwona okababa. That's why indlu yangenhla kuyona ekamacebe ekhulu, ekamashezi, kwamashezi, kwagogo. La khona noma uyafika unengane noma unangane noma unindlu noma unolala lapho. Uma befika abantu abafika la ekhaya bangena kwapi? Kwamashezi. But uma usuwakha ngesintu kwakho umuzi mina sengakho indlu yangenhla ebizwa ngokuthi kwabani? Kwamacebe khulu. Because umuzi njengoba kukhona umfowethu omdala akhile lakhe khona umuzi kababa indlu yakwamangena. Do you see that? But the problem when I teach like this, you lose interest. You are interested if I teach you about Western traditions, and you lose your ways. And then when you get born again, you adapt to the traditions of the Western and throw out your African tradition and demonize them and holify and make them holy, this one, sanctify them. Do you see what I'm saying? So that one needs to be understood.
Somnala, the Plentiologist is alive. Hey, fihlakani esimahlanganisa inkosi uMnala bukhona. His Majesty King Somnala, the Plentiologist is alive. His Majesty King Somnala, World of Plenty Telethons on World of Plenty TV. Divine prophetic thoughts for your day.